up to 300, 350K a month and helping scale companies since. It is a absolute pleasure to have you guys here on the Sales Ninja Show podcast. Today, we have a special guest that I am super excited and stoked to be able to introduce. And this person is the founder of the Podcasters Elite Hub. And he helps entrepreneurs and coaches to grow their authority, credibility, and audience using the power of the interview podcast. His journey is very inspiring, and he came from nowhere, from zero to hero, to build a network with multimillionaires and billionaires, and also to serve some of the top entrepreneurs as his own clients. He currently hosts an interview show named The Entrepreneur's Warrior Show and hosts interviews with 8, 9, and get this, 10-figure, with a capital B, billion-dollar entrepreneurs, including CEOs, international speakers, authors, and so many more. He has been able to introduce and interview over 95 millionaire, billionaire, and entrepreneurs up till now. So looking forward to having him. And we will do an intro to introduce my next guest. Okay, welcome to the stage, Nilesh. And I am so sorry if I'm butchering your name. So if you can, for the audience and for my own ears, say your name one more time.
Thank you so much, Jai, for inviting me. I am Nilesh Jain from India and really excited for this podcast. And thank you so much for amazing intro. I'm listening my own journey from you.
You're very welcome. And, you're the podcast expert who has been able to build a billion-dollar network with the power of podcasts. So I'm here to learn from you as a first-time student. I'm just trying to learn every single day a couple of tricks from people who are ahead of me, and looking forward to learning from you today. So thank you guys for tuning into the Sales Ninja Show podcast, here to help you to sell more, to give more. So Nilesh, obviously you have been able to get and attract some of the biggest names in this industry. So for those of us who are listening, including myself, and we may or may not know some of the names because they might be bigger than the ones that we recognize, or they may be ones that we recognize that we would love to get in front of. Who are some of the people that you have had the pleasure of being able to interview?
Awesome. Thank you so much for asking this question. So if you know co-founder of Mind Valley, the wife of Vishal Lakhiani, Krishna and Lakhiani, I did podcast with her. And the YouTube mentor, Mr. Beast YouTube mentor, Daryl Evis, I did podcast with him. Then
Wow.
John Lee Dumas, the king of podcasting, I did podcast with him. And a lot of names out there you can see. Search on my YouTube channel, like on my channel YouTube, Nilesh Jain, and you can find all the names. But yeah, 3 top names. And even Tanner Chidester is there, Akbar Sheikh, your mentor Akbar Sheikh is there also on my podcast, and also
Amazing. So some of those names are not only impressive, but Mr. Beast's mentor. Who was that again?
Daryl Lewis, the YouTube mentor.
Okay. So he taught him how to go viral on YouTube?
Yeah, he teach him the process of growing on YouTube and all sort of things. And even the book he wrote, Daryl Lewis have a book called YouTube. I don't remember the exact name, but it's forward by Mr. Beast.
Wow. And he's the forerunner and the authoritative expert, if not the number one YouTuber in the world. And I believe his net worth was like $500 million. I just looked it up yesterday because my kids are interested in what Mr. Beast does and the information and the valuetainment that he brings. So here's a quick question off the bat. How on earth does someone attract these millionaires and billionaires to your show? They're busy, they're flying on private jets. Why would they want to get on a show with you or I? And the real question is, how do you get them on your podcast?
Thank you for asking this, by the way. So first of all, why do they come to the podcast? They come to the podcast just because they want to share their message out there to the world. It's our own thought process, or it's our own limiting belief that somebody who have a big audience, who have a big billion-dollar business, will not come to my podcast because I'm nothing in front of them. That's the biggest myth in the market. If you follow the proper process and proper steps, they would love to be on your podcast. They would love to share their values. They would love to share their messages And there is a 3-step formula that everybody can implement, which is known, like, and trust factor. That's I always share in every podcast that I go, because knowing, liking, and trust factor is establishing by being in front of your guest, and whoever is a guest that you feel like I wanted to interview you. If you just establishing yourself in front of them, that can help you to have this person. uh, I think today is the 8th of May. In 10-15 days, I think on around 25th of May or 22nd of May, I am doing a podcast with a person who have a millions of followers on his Instagram, who have a big audience on his YouTube channel, and is in the business from last 3 decades. So I'm able to going to do podcast with him. I'm not revealing the name right now on this podcast, but everybody can see. So the 3-step formula is known, like, and trust factor can help you to invite anyone and everyone. And one of the most important factor is your consistency, the number of podcasts you have done in the past. If
Mm.
you are just beginning at if you are at beginning stage, don't just go and invite somebody very big. You are not confident enough to invite that one guy, and even you are not able to host in a better way. So start with a small and be consistent with your effort, and you are able to invite some of the big name out there in the marketplace.
And that's incredible. And thank you for sharing the 3-step formula: known, like, and trust factor. So Nilesh's advice is, when you're starting, don't start it with the big names, because they don't know you, they don't trust you, and they may not even like you because they don't know you. And so start small. And I guess the question is, how did it all get started? Like, what got you into podcasting? Was there a moment in time, or was there something that you listened to with a podcast that said, hey man, I should really start one?
Thank you so much for asking this. How did I start it? Yeah, russellbrunson.com secret.
Yep.
I got idea of starting podcast from this book. And even before starting podcast, I have a dream to become actor in Bollywood. And I have a dream.
Really?
Yeah. In my childhood, I have a dream to become actor. And in uh, like mid 15, at the age of teenage, I have a dream to become singer. So I'm more connected with mic, if you can say. And my first stage, my first step is one of the biggest platform in our country, is a singing platform. I deliver a audition in that platform. So mic is something I'm very connected, very resonated, and speaking on mic is something I have a dream to be. Then I didn't take initiative for such kind of things, just because of my limiting belief and my own thought process. So in September 2020, I got to know the book .com secret from some YouTube channels, and then I started reading .com secret book, and there is a concept called become a reporter,
Hmm.
and that concept hit triggered in my head, like, okay, this is something I want to do. This is something I can do it for my life, and it is something I wanted to do. And it was a September 2020 when I got to know about the concept of becoming a reporter or host your interview podcast. And from there, but in this period, I didn't take initiative. I say I waste 10 month of my time, 10 month just overthinking. But in May 2020 or June 2021, I got the opportunity, and it's a universe calling for me once again, like, okay, go and do the interview podcast. Because I started Facebook Live in 2021, and
Mhm.
because of Facebook Live, got opportunity from someone who said, like, hey, can you host interview of me on your profile? I did it. The same time, I got a mentor, and he reached out to me and he said, hey bro, would you like to be my first student for this one process? Like, he did interview with the big names in the marketplace that point of time, like Myron Golden and
Oh,
all
no
those.
way.
Yeah. So he's think like, okay, I'm going to teach you this process, would you like to be my first? I said yes, I'm in. And that's where the journey began. And after 1 year, I did podcast with like after 6 years, 6 months, I did first podcast with the 8-figure guest, and then The journey continues, goes and on. Then 8 figure, 9 figure, 10 figure, and I am about to complete my 100th episode in a week, or this month, might be this month or might be next month. But yeah,
Wow.
so
Well, I would
that's
love to contribute to that 100th episode. And I know you sent me your link, so it got lost in the Facebook Messenger and encryption. That's
yeah.
another just trivial thing here. So let's talk a little bit. Let's nerd out a little bit if you can. So software and hardware, does it matter? And if so, what kind of hardware and software stack do you have in terms of mic? You know, do you have lighting? Do you use any sort of streaming or podcast software to record live and or post?
Appreciate you for asking this. I wanted to share something here for beginners and for the people who have who is doing great in their business, but they are starting their podcast. Okay, so for the people who is completely beginner, I recommend you go and start whatever tools and resources you have. I started with the my HP laptop web camera. Right now I am on MacBook, but when I 3 years ago I have a HP MacBook, sorry HP, and that camera webcam doesn't have good quality, but I started there. Then for getting some focus on my face, light effect, I use my mobile flashlight. It's a virtual background, you are not able to see the mobile, but mobile flashlight I used to get some more focus on my face. And I didn't have a broadband at that point of time 3 years ago in my home. So what I use is my internet that I have in my mobile. I'm connecting
Mhm.
that
Oh my
internet
gosh!
to
Wow!
laptop with hotspot, and that's where I
Wow!
begin
Incredible!
without without any sexy background and nothing. Even I don't have a sexy background right now yet. I just have some green screen or black screen, that's it. No sexy background, nothing. Over the period of time, I upgraded with camera, I upgraded with systems, I have this mic, I have some ring lights here and there. All of these things happened over the period of time, but at beginning I just started with nothing. I just invested in my mentor to learn the process, that's it. No extra things I purchased.
Okay,
So
so you have it there, guys. Nilesh, you know, he started with nothing, and instead of investing in all these flashy tools and softwares and lighting and cameras, you know, simple.
yeah.
And I think one thing that is a real gold nugget is he invests in a mentor, because that mentor will be able to help you collapse time, accelerate results, and get that quantum leap that you need so that you can generate that income and reinvest into your business.
Yes.
So invest in a mentor, invest in a coach. So I know this is a side question, but because I'm curious, you piqued my curiosity. I know that there's blue screens and there's green screens to be able to use as the virtual wall. Do black screens work too as a green screen or no?
No, they are not. I just love the black backgrounds. I'm using that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I have a background,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's because, and I'll show you, and I'm gonna nerd out a little bit here.
Yeah, for sure.
If I can, let me just see. Stop. You can. Anyways, yeah. So I have where the heck did it go? I have a e-glass thing. Let me just share my
Mhm.
screen here. And where the heck did it go? Oh, here, window. Here. Usually I can I can do it where I'm behind here. You can see me
Mhm.
behind here.
Oh, cool.
It's a reverse camera, and I can use it as my video camera, but I'm just
Mm.
doing it as a screen share. But yeah, so it's the simple things and being able to use what you have, and then being able to invest in the things that are going to help you get to where you want.
Yes.
And the reason, sorry, the reason why I was mentioning it is because I need a black screen to be able to show the e-glass better as the
Yes.
background, because it's like a
Okay.
blackboard. Um,
Yeah.
so
You
so you went. Go ahead. My
you
bad.
also ask softwares where to publish
Yes,
podcast.
yes,
So
please.
software, I use a software called StreamYard from starting.
Yeah,
I didn't. We are
me
right now
too.
on StreamYard, by the way. I love this tool. So very easy to use and providing a great quality at very cheap price. Like it's not very expensive. At $25 per month, if you can go with the normal price point, right? So StreamYard is something that I use. Then for publishing, you can start with the free tool, which is a spotify.podcaster.com. Previously it was Anchor, but now it's owned by Spotify. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
I heard about
search
that. Yeah.
podcasters.spotify.com to publish your podcast, and even you can publish your podcast on YouTube and Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and all sort of things. So you can also cut out reels from your long podcast and then publish the reels on other platforms. So that's how all of the things. And I suggested free tools. StreamYard is also free, and Anchor is also free. So that's how you can all the use this kind of tools, softwares to publish and promote.
And do you do any software or AI tools that do videos or shorts?
Right now, I'm not using any AI tool
Okay.
because I have a team member who is doing video editing, and I personally didn't like the AI generated videos. So I
Yeah.
preferred the person who is doing it for me from last 2 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll even share a couple of best practices. I also use StreamYard, StreamYard Pro. I heard of Anchor, but I was already on Captivate.fm that publishes to all of my streaming social medias, etc. With the StreamYard, I mean, we're like right now in 5 different social media channels. You can I think the basic version gives you 3 channels to go live on StreamYard Pro, and then the higher version, which isn't even that expensive, is I think up to 8 or 10. So I'm just using the basic one where I can go on 3. So I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And I use Minvo.pro, which is kind of like a what do you call it? Opus Clips Pro, but it has more
Okay.
powerful video editing tools, and it's very affordable. So I
Wow.
can basically get like 32 video clips from one podcast, and it does it in like, I don't know, a very short time. So awesome. So you built this $1 billion network with the power of podcasts, but let's start from, let's go back to your journey. Like, you started from nowhere and nothing. So tell us about maybe a time in your upbringing. You said you didn't have much, you didn't come from anywhere. How did you gain the confidence? Like, especially if you're coming with very little to nothing, as a kid and your upbringing. Tell us about that journey and how you got into entrepreneurship versus getting a job.
Yeah, got it. Thank you so much, by the way, for asking. And when it's come to nowhere, doesn't mean like I am not coming from a good family background. I have a good family background, and it's not like we are not able to survive and all sort of things. Just nowhere meaning is right now I'm hosting podcasts with a lot of international guests, and talking with them is not very easy because I English is not first language for me, right? So I grew up in a Hindi medium, which is my native language. I started learn all of the things in my national mother tongue, right? Then my college education was computer science. My first job was in sales, and in sales it
Really?
is not door to door selling, not door to door selling, but I have to visit all the nearby grocery stores to promote my company. I have to deliver the pamphlet, and this is the kind of a job that I have to do inside the company to promote the myself and to promote the company, right? And I lost this particular job in COVID. So I'm again on the point where I have nothing to do because my education degree is something I don't want to pursue that profession. My first job is something I am not liking it personally. So I'm like, what's the next step for me? Then I started searching on Amazon. I started searching on YouTube, Google. So I found like you can earn money from affiliate marketing, blogging, then SEO, Facebook ads, graphic designing. I tried each and everything which is Facebook designing, all of the things inside digital marketing. So I built some websites, I did some work for SEO as an internship. Facebook ads, I just learned it, not implemented for anyone. Then I'm like, I'm doing each and everything, but I don't know what to do. And one of the biggest fear of me is being coming on camera, talking to
Oh,
people.
really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I'm an introvert guy, by the way.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So I'm not very much confident to talk with anyone. If I know people, I can talk with them whole day. But I don't. If I don't know someone, I cannot talk. So that much
Wow.
introvert I am. Then I started become a part of a community, and I started recording videos, and I just publish inside the community. So people from my family and from my friends cannot judge me, because if it's in private community, so nobody can see from outside the world, right? So after publishing 100 videos, I am still not confident in myself. I'm still like,
Wow. After 100.
it's in private community.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm still like, I'm not seeing any kind of growth in myself. I have to improve my communication, I have to improve my shyness and all of the things. So I got a video of Russell Brunson. Like, he said, if you do 365 days of Facebook live, it can transform your life. So that day when I heard this, I thought, let's do it. Let's take a decision of doing 365 days of Facebook live. So I still remember I did my first Facebook live on 15th February 2021. And from that day, I completed 365 days of Facebook live without any single day break. And
For real.
yeah, yes, I did.
Holy smokes. That's
Yeah.
incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So from every single time, I'm improving myself. Even this English communication that you are seeing me, hearing me, is improved just because of that 365 days of Facebook live. And that Facebook live, I did it on my own profile, where my family members are there, my colleagues are there, my college and school friends are there. I did it in front of them, and that's where I feel like, okay, I'm growing. And the journey began. I started with affiliate, I started with different, but podcast is something change my life, transform my life, and I stick with it. So kind of short, long, whole journey here it is.
Wow. So I am surprised that you're an introvert and your biggest fear is getting in front of the camera, and you do that like 100 times with some of the biggest entrepreneurs on the planet, which can feel very intimidating because these people have accomplished more than probably the top 1% of the people, 99% of other people. They're the top 1%, if not top 0.01%. Do you feel intimidated or shy when you get in front of these like influencers, celebrities, people of big impact?
Beautiful question and great question. So at beginning, yes, my heartbeat was like, oh man, how I'm going to manage it. Today I have a even I remember podcast with Daryl Lewis, the Mr. Beast YouTube mentor. I was super nervous, super shy. Like I'm like super nervous on that day. Like, how am I going to do it? Even I completed 60, 70 podcasts that point of time. Even I completed that. So I'm like, but I'm just before starting a podcast, I'm sitting for a while. I'm just breathing, keeping calm myself. I have a mantra, in our own religion, we have a chanting mantra that
Mhm.
I speak for a while, for 1 to 2 times, and then I'm all okay, and I just go and do it. Even podcast with Daryl Lewis got a bit uh, ups and down, but I did it. And for 5 to 10 minutes, it is still struggle at beginning, but when you are just enjoying the process and you feel that it's your ground, podcasting is your ground right now.
Mm,
You are a host of your podcast, and it's your playground. You want to
mm,
play the way you want.
mm.
So that's the one thing I keep in my head, and I just go all in without thinking very much. But yeah, there's
Okay,
always a shy and nervous guy behind there.
amazing. I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit and see if you're up for the challenge, because you said you were connected to the mic and you love to sing and be a Bollywood actor. Now,
Okay.
I'd love to hear that mantra, and I'm guessing it's a song or some sort of singing chant. Is it not, or am I?
No, no. It's Navka mantra by in our Jain religion. So Namo Arihantanam, Namo Sri Siddhanam, Namo Airiyanam, Namo Vajayanam, Namo Losavsanam. Speak in some Namo Arihantanam, Namo Sri Siddhanam, Namo Airiyanam, Namo Vajayanam, Namo Losavsanam. So this is
And what does that
a
mean?
I don't actually remember the meaning of it, but it's giving you a kind of good energy and good vibe. And all of the mantra have words of God. Namo Arihantanam means Arihanto ko namam, naman. I cannot explain it in English. I just also need to learn if I need to explain it in English. But Arihant means God. Uh,
Okay.
God, respect to God, love to God, connect with God. This is
I love that.
Namo Arihantanam, Namo Sri Siddhanam, Siddho ko naman. Like
Do you not sing that chant, that mantra?
right now here.
Yeah,
Okay, let me do it.
I love to hear you sing. I mean, first of all, I think that's a beautiful language,
Hmm.
and you know, when we celebrate the diversity of different people and let them have a voice, and especially if it's a singing voice, you know, that's even more unique and more
Mhm.
powerful. So I'd love to, if you're open to it, sing your
Okay,
chant, sing your mantra.
okay,
Bless
let
us.
me. Okay, go for it. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Shriddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vajayanam, Namo Loe Savasahunam. Then there is a song which is every time there is a different song playing. Spiritual songs are there, but that's how it begin and that's how it goes.
That's so beautiful. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for doing that on the spot.
Thank you.
You know, I can tell that you're a good singer, and I'm a musician as well. So I
Oh,
appreciate, you know, and you meditating and you kind of just, it's such a beautiful, you know, expression and a powerful one. So, you know, as you are growing this podcast channel, as you are growing this YouTube and getting in front of millionaires and billionaires, you know, as you reflect back on your journey, what were some of the unexpected challenges that you faced when, you know, trying to go live, trying to do 100 videos in the private community, your friends and family not only do not see you, they might not even understand you and what you're doing. What were some of the challenges that you had to overcome?
during the podcast journey,
Yeah.
awesome. There's a lot. There's a lot.
What's the one that comes to mind?
Uh, it's my sixth podcast, and that podcast I'm going to do with six-figure entrepreneur, six-figure coach, and think that was first time I'm doing a six-figure because it's a sixth podcast, right? Suddenly my laptop got shut down. My guest
Whoa.
just jump on StreamYard and my laptop got shut down. And I'm like, my guest is still waiting and he's sending me a message on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, like, I'm waiting for you. And I'm trying to start my laptop. I'm trying to restart and it didn't starting. It didn't starting. And
Wow.
for 30 minutes, I faced that trouble. For 30
It's a
minutes, I
long
faced that
time.
trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some technical glitches happen inside the laptop and I'm not remember. I think battery discharge and something else also happened because of heating and all. It's a web.
I wonder, sorry to interrupt you, but I wonder if it was an HP PC thing now that you have a MacBook
Yes.
Pro.
Yeah. That was HP. That's the reason I moved to
I'm just
MacBook.
joking, but yeah, I'm all
No,
Apple, so yeah.
yeah. That was HP, right? So for 30 minutes, my guest is waiting for me. I sent him a message like, I'm just setting all the things and just be there. So he wait for me 30 minutes, and then after 30 minutes when the interview like laptop restarted and we just did the podcast, but my heartbeat was super high. I'm full nervous. I lost the
Yeah.
confidence, but
Yeah.
because of my guest support, I did it in a great way. It goes really
Wow.
amazing. So yeah, that's the something I can remember.
So let's go to the other side. Describe a high point in your entrepreneurial career or journey that kind of exceeded your expectations. What lessons did you learn from that experience?
From never giving up and staying consistent. As I mentioned, did 365 days of Facebook Live. This one thing actually develop me in one thing in me, which is if you be consistent with anything, you can achieve all the milestone, whether it's a money milestone, whether it's a client success, any kind of thing that you wants to achieve. Just be consistent. Consistency can transform everything, even if your health, even if your wealth, all of the things. The thing is consistency. So, and never giving up attitude. There's always ups and down in your journey. I have a lot of ups and down, and definitely you also have, I'm sure, right? And our entrepreneurship journey, ups and down is always be there. So, but if we never give up, we can win any game in our life. So
That's
consistency and
amazing.
never giving up.
That's so good. I mean, I know that seems simplistic, but the statistics for entrepreneurs is, I think it was 30% fail in the first year. I think 50% fail in year 3 to 5, and then years 8 to 10, 80 to 90% fail. So what kind of mindset mastery or what kind of practical advice can you give? Like, like I feel like for me, 365 Facebook lives, even if I can do 6 days live straight, that seems like a very far-fetched feat. Like, and to never give up, to stay consistent. Like, I think that's a program in itself, and I'll just put that and drop that to you and submit it to you humbly. That there is something powerful about your discipline, your focus, your push past your quit, your consistency that I believe can be part of your program, if not another offer, high ticket offer, with accountability to help either encourage people or kick their butts, depending on which way they like to be coached. So the question is, what you are saying and doing is not easy. So how does one who is listening to the live or the podcast replay get this kind of consistency, get this kind of winning mindset? What do you do? Do you do 100 push-ups a day to get you psyched up? Like, do you do breath work? What do you do to get this mindset that never gives up?
Oh, I really love this question, man. So, what do I do is daily, not daily, but I write goals that actually
Oh,
inspiring me
mm,
and that actually I have to achieve. So I write
mm,
down my goals. I watch some kind of videos like by Les Brown or
mm,
by some of the great mindset coaches. And one of the most important thing is I attended a lot of events, in-person events by
mm,
T. Hawaker is running his events like uh, Train the Trainer, then Enlightened Warrior Power. It's by Success Resources here in our like I think it's from your country, Success Resources, right? Success Resources is running this all of the shorts, which is Enlightened Warrior Power, then Train the Trainer, then Millennium Mind Intensive. I am attending all of these events, going there, and staying connected with the like-minded people who have
mm.
growth mindset, who believe in success, who is never ready and happy for something very small. They have a dream to achieve something big, and connecting with them, listening to them, always talking with them can actually helping me to develop a mindset. Okay, I want to achieve something. And yeah, some kind of health, not 100 push-up in a day, but walking for 30 minutes or 1 hour, and some jumping jacks, 50 to 100 jumping jacks.
Okay, so fitness is important for you.
Yes, it is. I just like before this podcast, I was on. I'm I'm going for walking for from last 45 minutes. I did a walk, and in
Wow.
45 minutes, there's a place where I think 10 steps are there. So I did 30 ups, down, up, down on that 10 steps. So it's a 300 steps
Whoa. Whoa.
before coming there.
That's amazing. So you
Yeah.
must be in pretty good shape.
Not 100%, but yeah, I'm on the journey to become.
Um, you mentioned the winning mindset and growth mindset.
Hmm.
Proximity equals power, network equals net worth. I'm sure you've heard these things, but I guess the question for people who don't have that network, who don't have the proximity just yet, like how do you get into these networks, or how do you get into proximity without being, weird, without being, some sort of creeper or some sort of stalker, if that makes sense.
Man. So thank you for asking, by the way. So mostly, as I mentioned, I'm part of a lot of masterminds and this kind of event. So in this kind of event, I made with a lot of great people, a lot of great personality, and because of that meeting, I have a great connection. And my mentors, who is there in my journey from beginning, who is there in my journey from, like, one is the mentor who teach me this process of interview podcast, one is the mentor who teach me the Facebook organic marketing, and they are like, now they are not just a mentor to me, but they are friend and brother to me, like a family member for me. And that's the something, actually, because of that connection, because of that being a part of their community and attending in person events, helping me to be with the proximity and be with the network. And definitely my interview podcast, where I do invite all of the guests, because every guest, I don't know if you ask me this or not, but from each and every guest on my podcast, I learned this one thing, which is they never give up. They
Mm,
have very very hard time in their journey, the hard time that I personally didn't face, but they have. And that hard time, in that hard time, they still push themselves, be in the momentum, and achieve whatever they have. And because of that never giving up attitude, because of that being in the journey, they are on top 1% in their journey. Like, some of them are millionaires, some of them are billionaire. So this is something, mm, being in the masterminds, being connected with mentors, coaches, and connecting with my guest, learning from them, discussing with them one to one, I have impact a
amazing.
lot. Yeah.
Amazing. So I know earlier we talked about mentors, and you talked about some people like Akbar Sheiks and Russell Brunson's and Myron Gold. So what like there are people who we try to get in front of that may not give us the time and the space because they're just too busy, and because they don't know us and like us and trust us. Your three trifecta factors. Um, what strategies do you employ in your podcast business, if you will, to generate these connections and leads and sales that you can share with the audience?
Wow. So from my podcast, every time I'm connecting with people who have a problem, I do a great research on every guest, like, and get great research about what they are doing. See, if they are top in their journey, still they have some kind of challenges. If I
Mm,
know I can give them a solution, I can ask them. If I know I don't have the solution, I don't give them anything, right? So from every podcast, I know I have a product which is this, right? So I see whether they need this or not. And out of the podcast, after the podcast, or once podcast end, or just because of that relationship, I got a business. Like, last starting of this month week, yeah. Right now we are still in the for second week. We are in the, yeah. So 30th April, yeah, 30th of April, I did a podcast with 8-figure person in my country. And because of doing that podcast, building relationship, trust, for on the podcast itself.
Mhm.
After the podcast, he said like, I also want to do this thing. Can you share like what is your offer and how you help me? He's himself
Wow.
asked me. He himself asked
Yeah.
me because of the relationship, because of the trust. It happened over the period of time. So this is kind of opportunity everyone can get. But the thing is, you have to be consistent and you have to deliver the best. So
Wow.
the way you market is, you are building your credibility, you are building your authority, and at the same time you are building network connection with the people who is not thinking much before investing in their own growth. They are already
Mhm.
on top and they are ready to invest in themselves, in their business, if you have a great offer, right? So yeah, that's how it works.
Amazing. So I think one thing that's really powerful amongst many things that you mentioned is those human connections to build relationships in
Yes.
person,
Yes.
also on the podcast, in the virtual. For those of you who are listening that may have missed this, Nilesh shared a powerful strategy on doing lots of research to know your guest, because to be known and to show interest will allow them to want to know you and show interest in you. And he said that even those at the top have their own challenges. And as you build that trifecta, the three-step formula of known, like, and trust factor, you can see if you can provide that need or want or that help that they are either looking for or asking for, and generate more leads, and also be able to sell more, to give more. So as we come and wrap this podcast to an end, what are some of the what is one thing that you can leave our audience with regards to, there are people out there that have a voice, that have a gift, but they don't know how to get started. They don't know. They don't, like you said, that you had limiting beliefs and probably imposter syndrome. It might seem like a too big of a hurdle from a technological standpoint. From an introversion standpoint, it might seem like, hey, I'm not that kind of person that likes to be in front of the camera or be on a mic. What kind of takeaway or word of advice can you give to those people who are looking to get started but don't know what to do?
I'm on mute. I don't know.
Okay.
One thing is, just start. You have a voice, you have a message, and that voice and message can definitely impact anyone's life. I'm just sharing it from my experience. Like, I don't want to break here, but 2 years ago, I think, yeah, in 2022, I did 22 days of Facebook Live challenge for people. It's a 22 days Facebook Live challenge, just because we are entered in 2022. So I did that, right. And in that challenge we have a 50 people. Out of 50, 45 people I think 40 to 45 people started and completed the 22 days Facebook Live challenge. I'm still connected with a lot of people, and today itself, out from that from that 45 people, one person, like, he's in my program. He said, like, because of that 22 days Facebook Live challenge, I started my YouTube channel and I grew my YouTube channel to 6,000 followers in just 3 to 4 months.
What?
Recently, yeah. So that 22 days Facebook Live challenge play a major role in my life. So this is something is, whatever you are doing, just start sharing and helping with the people. As I mentioned, I did 365 days of Facebook Live. So what experience I have an experience to invite people to start their 22 Facebook Live challenge in any format, if for 5 days, for 10 days. I did that. I help people, and they are getting result, they are generating revenue. He said, like, he grow 6,000 subscriber, $2,000 a month or something, but it happened. So if you impact one person life in any way, whatever you know, whatever knowledge, experience you have, you are doing amazing. So if
Amazing.
you are starting, whatever knowledge, experience you have, go and serve to the person who is just one step ahead, or who have no idea. because you are one
Amazing.
step ahead. Yeah.
So there you have it. So I just wanted to recap. You said that gentleman got 6,000 YouTube subscribers in how long?
I think 3 to 4 months. He recently started, but Facebook Live Challenge play a major role because being on video, coming on, talking on camera, so he overcome the shyness to be on camera to deliver his content.
And that was doing like 22 Facebook Live challenge.
Yes.
And then he went live, or what did he do on YouTube? Did he create shorts? Did he go live on YouTube?
I don't exactly know his channel but still he said like he's publishing some affiliate videos to promote some affiliate product and this kind of things.
Amazing. So what I caught from that, guys, as we come to a close is, you got to start somewhere. You got to serve people, and then you got to speak up and then step up. So those are the 4 S's with the trifecta 3-step formula: to be known, to be liked, and to have that trust factor. I'm going to drop in a free gift for anyone who's watching. Thank you, Nilesh, for your time. If you guys want to get free resources, there's, I think, 25 different trainings at facebook.com/groups/entrepreneur warriors hub. So please join Nilesh's Facebook group and get those free 25 video trainings to help you launch your podcast, to help you attract your signature clients, and to help you help others find their voice. So on that note, I want to thank you so much, Nilesh, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on the Sales Ninja Show podcast with us. And for those who are watching, our whole goal is to help you get started. Our whole goal is to help you sell more, to give more. Until next time, thank you guys for your time. Take care.
I just want to show one thing.
Yes.
Can we?
Yeah, please.
Awesome. So as I share the chant, the Navka mantra, I just wanted to show this screen sharing. So people who wants to know what exactly it means, there is a meaning of the mantra that I just share the screen. If you can approve it.
Oh, I see. Okay, add to stage. Okay, cool.
Yep. So let me share. So it is a Navka mantra. Namo Aryantanam, Namo Shriddhanam, Namo Airiyanam, Namo Ujayanam, Namo Lusavsavanam. Arhants, the perfect soul, embodies possess of infinite cognition, knowledge, happiness, and power. So Namo Aryantanam, right? 2 Siddhas, the perfect Namo Siddhanam. Second, 2 Siddhas, the perfect soul in nirvana, formless and bodiless, free from all karmic attachment. Namo Airiyanam, right? So to Acharya, the masters adept in spirituality, to Upadhyaya, the adepts guiding the scholars aesthetic, and to all sadhus, the last one, to all sadhus, the aesthetic devoted to contemplation of self. I make obligation humble and place at their worship fit this feeble exposition of their profound teaching. So this is a meaning. So you can just search Navkar Mantra.
Very cool.
And you can see what's the meaning of it.
Thank you
I
so much.
personally didn't learn it in English, so that's the reason I don't know in English.
Yeah, now you do. Yeah. And I bet you that's one of the first and few times that you've sung that on a podcast. So
yeah, for the first time I did it on a podcast.
There you go. The first time and not the last. So thank you, Nilesh, for blessing us with your presence. You are a gift. Thank you for impacting, so many people around you and attracting the 7, 8, 9, 10 figure and 6-figure coaches, including myself. And I learned a lot today. And our goal, here at Sales Ninja is to help you to sell more, to give more. If you need help with your sales, comment sales. If you're looking at getting on podcast, comment podcast. And until next time, we will see you guys later. Thank you, Nilesh.
Awesome. Thank you so much once again.
Take care. Okay. Bye-bye.